Do you have a good view?
Hi, Monika.
Yes.
What's up? So, Monika, this afternoon session is about cultural production and the city. And of course, your project is really a fantastic example of how to make a different use of the city for cultural purposes and bring it back to the social realm through exhibitions and so on. So I would be interested in knowing a little more about what your purpose behind reactivating these archives is. How do you bring it back alive?
Okay, first of all, I would like to say that I'm very glad we could participate with the video and now on Skype to your festival. And we all wish we could be there with you, but as it is not possible, unfortunately, we are very glad to be present in this way. And then second, I mean, in the video we mentioned the film Massacre, which was co-directed by me and Lokman. And this film is portraying 6 guys who were participating actively in the killing of Sabra and Shatila. The film is a personal portrait, but in the same time we couldn't, as the topic is hypersensitive, we couldn't allow ourselves to make historical mistakes. In this sense, the whole idea of an accessible archive started because you don't have accessible or what we call citizen archives in Lebanon. Lokman was collecting since ever. I had my personal audio-video collection, and since 10 years we are producing ourselves archives. We are receiving archives like also the video is showing. We have our own collections and we are producing archives. But the whole purpose is not to sit on these archives, but to make these archives accessible. And for this we are using different tools. One tool is the Hangar. It's exhibitions, it's inviting artists to participate, to use the archive to create art. Another tool are websites, another tool are databases, and so on. The whole point and the philosophy behind all this is somehow that we believe one has to start the process to come to terms with the past, and for this process has to be based on information.
Thank you. I was hoping that some of the artists who were initiating in archives here, also in the West Bank, would be present to share a bit this input, but maybe we'll just have another discussion on the importance of the cultural value of these photographs, of these documents that that constitute your archive, but that are extremely important also in this context here. So if you have any questions, that would be the good time to open the floor now. Yes?
Yeah. No, I was wondering about the relation between UMAM's archive and the governmental archive, and maybe different archives that are being archived about the Civil War. Like there's Akram Zaatari's projects, I don't know, or what kind of governmental archives you are being connected with.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, there is a national archive, but this national archive is not very functional, and nobody really knows what it contains. And we are not in competition to any national archive. We consider ourselves as a kind of citizen archive, and I think we are a bit better organized, to say it like this, very directly. And in the same time, I don't believe, even if nobody really knows what the National Archive contains, that it's a different archive. I mean, we are collecting a lot of oral history, We have a lot of grey literature, and I'm sure we have a lot more about the Civil War, at least what we are displaying openly, because, I mean, the Civil War, on one hand, it's still a taboo in Lebanon, and nobody wants to touch it, not to endanger the so-called civil peace. On the other hand, there is this absurd relationship, because on a daily basis, everybody is serving himself by the Civil War. And, but there is no open discussion about it. There's even not a common history book for schools or whatever. So we have an oral history project also going on. We are filming testimonies of perpetrators, and this, for example, is something I'm quite sure that nothing like this is existing in any national or official archive.
Yeah, no doubt. Are you also collecting or inviting people to bring their personal photographs as a way of witnessing a period of time that is not often publicly shared by everyone? And how do you collect these images and comment on them so that the stories don't get lost, you know, that explain the meaning of these images?
I mean, UMAM was long time much more known for organizing cultural activities connected to memory and civil violence. In the same time, we were working on these archives, which are going online. This means getting known today that we have these archives, and we are getting addressed by a lot of people who are asking us to scan their archives. And many of them, they don't like to give the archives out, so we have a team which we can displace easily with a scanner and so on, and a computer, and we go in place. We are digitizing these archives, and to be honest, I mean, we have much more requests than teams to fulfill these demands. We hope we will grow in the future and really to answer to all these demands.
I see. Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions now? You have to take advantage. It will be online for a little longer. Well, I think we'll wrap it up then if there are no more questions. Well, thank you very much for making this video, which we all appreciated very much. And it's a real treat to have you online here on the big screen. Monika, it's great. And next time we're in Beirut, and those who get to see the archives online, thanks for all your efforts to bring this material to the public. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. So bringing the archives to Ramallah.
Yes.